Alright, let's be honest. Every year we get bombarded with phrases like next-gen graphics or Game of the Year contender, and yet, sometimes what we actually get feels more like next-gen disappointment. You know what I mean? Overhyped trailers, cinematic cutscenes, and then, boom, pixelated NPC blinking like a confused goldfish. Yeah, we've all been there. But 2025? Oh, this one feels different. This year, we're not talking about maybe good game. No. These are the games that'll have you texting your squad at 2 a.m. with, "Bro, you need to see this." The kind of games that'll make your PS5 work overtime, overheating like a toaster oven on max. And before you ask, yes, we've got a little bit of everything. RPGs that'll steal your social life, action games that redefine button-mashing therapy, horror titles designed to ruin your sleep schedule, and even a few curveballs that'll make you go, "Wait, this exists? Trust me, it's gonna be a wild ride." But here's a question for you. Which 2025 game do you secretly think will blow up way more than people expect? Drop it in the comments and let's see who's got the best gaming sixth sense. Alright, let's dive in. Grab your snacks, silence your notifications, and get ready. Because these are 20 PS5 games that will blow your mind in 2025. And fair warning, your wallet might cry by the end of this video. Let's go. Killing Floor 3 is set to unleash Zed-slaying chaos in 2025. It was targeting July 24th originally, now coming a bit later in the year after some extra gore polish. All I can say is, get your boomsticks ready because this co-op horror FPS is cranking the carnage way up. The reveal trailer gave me chills and adrenaline in equal measure. A squad of heavily armed mercs in neon-lit underground labs, blood and guts literally raining from the ceiling as they mow down hordes of grotesque mutants. It's that over-the-top B-movie gore-fest vibe I adore. Tripwire Interactive knows their audience, and they're delivering. We're talking new enemy types. I spotted some creepy robo-enhanced zombies and a towering boss that smashed through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man from hell, plus even deeper weapon customization. I'm already daydreaming about my loadout, probably rocking a flamethrower to Sasha's shotgun combo for maximum burn 'em then blast 'em fun. The game is keeping its signature 6-player co-op survival structure, so you and 5 friends will face wave after wave of increasingly ugly Zeds, earning dosh to upgrade between rounds. Let me tell you, the most satisfying feeling in Killing Floor is that final wave when all of us unleash our bought-up arsenal. Gatling guns humming, katanas slicing, and someone's on the turret just tearing the big bad to pieces. KF3 looks to amplify that with even smarter enemies and some brutal melee finishers. The trailer showed a character literally curb stomp a zombie, and I was half horrified, half cheering. It's the kind of game that gets your heart pumping and has everyone yelling callouts and jokes on chat. If you love intense co-op action with a side of splatterpunk horror, Killing Floor 3 is poised to make 2025 a bloodbath. And I mean that in the best way. Little Nightmares. 3 creeps onto the scene in 2025, and it's aiming to give us double the spooks. Why double? Because for the first time, it's co-op. 2 tiny protagonists, low and alone, or venturing through another twisted nightmare world. And you can play with a friend or go solo with an AI partner. I got goosebumps watching the trailer. The duo sneaks through a decrepit carnival full of creepy, grinning animatronic figures. And at one point, they had to work together to escape a long-armed butcher who was literally feeling around in the dark for them. I was on the edge of my seat, like, go, go, go! The atmosphere is off the charts. Eerie lullaby music, shadows that seem alive, and huge distorted monsters that make you feel so helplessly small. Classic Little Nightmares, right? But now you can share that tension with a buddy. I'm already planning a couch co-op session with my sibling, who will probably scream in my ear when we get chased. Sorry, not sorry. New mechanics include cooperative puzzles. In one scene, one character boosted the other up to reach a switch, and my puzzle gamer brain was loving it. There's also a neat echo mechanic where one kid's flashlight froze a ghostly enemy while the other slipped by. It's heart-poundingly clever. This is the kind of game that's equal parts cute and terrifying, where you'll be saying, "Aw, they're holding hands," one moment, and then shrieking the next as something enormous lunges out of the darkness. If you enjoyed the previous game's blend of gentle platforming and horrific hide-and-seek, Little Nightmares 3 looks ready to serve up more twisted fairy tale nightmares, now with a friend to hold on to tight. Lost Solicide is finally arriving in 2025, August 29th, 2025, worldwide. And the journey behind this game has me rooting so hard for it. It started as a one-man passion project years ago, and now PlayStation is helping bring it to PS5 and PC as a full-fledged action RPG. The gameplay footage basically made my jaw hit the floor, but imagine Devil May Cry's stylish combat meets Final Fantasy's epic world. The main character, Kazur, wields this transforming crystal dragon blade, which also talks sassy sidekick weapon, anyone, and the combat is anime-level insane. I'm talking aerial combos, flashy teleports, screen-filling energy blasts. At one point, he literally surfed on his sword-turned dragon and shot lasers. I hollered, "Let's go!" at my screen. The flow of battle is so fast and smooth, it's clear this game is all about looking cool while you pulverize enemies. Outside combat, the world looks gorgeous. Lush fields, futuristic ruins, and huge bosses looming in the distance. One boss in the trailer was this massive armored wolf that took up half the arena, and Khazar was darting around it like a lightning bolt. It gave me goosebumps. The best part? Knowing this started with one person, Bing Yang, just creating what he loved, and now we get to play it. It's the kind of inspiring story that makes playing it even sweeter. Lost Soul Aside is poised to deliver heart-pumping action with that classic JRPG flair. Mysterious heroes, monstrous foes, and yes, likely some melodramatic story moments too. If you're into stylish hack and slash games or just want to see what raw passion project turned mega project looks like, keep your eyes on this one. I have a feeling it's going to surprise a lot of people and become their next obsession. I know it's certainly on my must-play list. Marathon is Bungie's bold return to their 90s classic, and it's dropping on September 23rd, 2025 as a PvP extraction shooter that has my competitive side tingling. The vibe here is cyberpunk meets sci-fi horror. The trailers show off neon-soaked corridors, eerie AI, and slick, high-speed combat. As a longtime Halo fan, seeing Bungie craft a new world got me so hyped. This isn't a Halo clone, though. Marathon is all about high-stakes multiplayer runs. Picture this. You and your crew dive into a mysterious colony on Tau Ceti, scramble to complete objectives and grab loot, then hustle to an exfil ship before rival teams hunt you down. My heart was pounding, just watching the gameplay snippet where a squad snatches a valuable artifact and another team ambushes them. It's tense. Bungie is promising full crossplay and cross-save across PS5, Xbox, and PC, so I'm already texting my friends on other platforms. We're doing this. The gunplay looks buttery smooth, no surprise from the Destiny masters, and the movement includes grappling hooks and slide boosts. I saw a player yank themselves onto a rooftop to flank an enemy and literally yelled, "Yo, did you see that?" at my screen. The whole game has this competitive sandbox feel where every match tells a story. One minute you're stealthily looting, next you're in an all-out firefight calling for evac. It's the kind of multiplayer that makes your palms sweat and leaves you with wild tales. We barely made it out with the artifact while under sniper fire. Marathon is shaping up to be intense, innovative, and absolutely electrifying. I've already got it wishlisted and a fire team on standby. Metal Gear Solid Delta. Snake Eater is stealthing onto PS5 on August 28th, 2025, and as a longtime Metal Gear fan, I am fired up. This is a ground-up remake of the legendary MGS3, Snake Eater, which means we get to re-experience Big Boss's origin story with modern graphics and control. Can you say tactical nostalgia? From what we've heard, the jungle environment is even more immersive. Dynamic weather, dense foliage you can actually hide in, mud and leeches that stick to Naked Snake's body. Ew, in the best way. The works. I had goosebumps seeing the brief clips of Snake sneaking through swamps in full 4K detail, while that iconic Snake Eater theme played softly in the background. They're even bringing back the classic Snake vs. Monkey minigame on PlayStation. I love that attention to detail. Gameplay offers two styles: a modernized control scheme with a free camera, or a legacy mode with fixed camera and old school controls. You bet I'll try both. Probably crawl through the first area in legacy view just to feel like it's 2004 again, then switch to new style for smoother play. And the boss fights, oh man, the end, the boss. I can't wait to see those remade. This is the kind of game that makes you call up your friends and reminisce. Remember using the fake death pill on the boss while plotting new ways to outsmart the enemy. With Konami finally doing justice to a classic, Metal Gear Solid Delta is poised to deliver stealth action glory for old fans and new. Time to keep you waiting, huh? Not much longer. Sonic Racing. Crossworlds is revving up in 2025 and bringing our favorite blue hedgehog into a racing multiverse. And honestly, this one took me by surprise in the best way. Imagine Mario Kart but Sonic style and then warp it between dimensions. The trailer showed Sonic and friends driving through a loop-de-loop, then zooming into a travel ring portal that suddenly dropped them onto a totally different track. I'm talking going from Green Hill Zone's beaches to a futuristic city course in a blink. I was literally like, yo, did they just dimension hop mid-race? They did. And it looks so cool. Crossworlds isn't just karts either. There were hovercraft over water, biplanes in the sky, even some wild sequence in space-dodging asteroids. The gimmick here is every race can span multiple worlds, which means constantly shifting terrains and challenges. You might be drifting around a classic checkerboard loop one minute and then skidding on moon dust the next. Talk about keeping us on our toes, of course. We've got a roster of beloved Sonic characters. I spotted Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and even some deep-cut characters all gearing up to compete. There's online play and apparently ranked tiers from E up to A and beyond, so you know I'll be grinding to prove I'm the fastest thing alive. The best part? The vibe is pure colorful, high-speed fun. This is absolutely the kind of game that makes you shout at the TV with friends. Whether from a clutch win or a hilarious power-up fail, I'm bracing for those chaotic items. Eggman's gadgets, maybe? Sonic Racing. Crossworlds looks ready to deliver fast-paced, dimension-hopping racing insanity, and I have a feeling game nights are about to get a lot more interesting. Tales of the Shire is the Lord of the Rings game I didn't know I needed until now. Coming July 29th, 2025, this is a cozy hobbit life simulation set in the idyllic Shire. Yes, you basically get to be a hobbit, gardening, farming, and sharing ales at the Green Dragon. My heart. After so many epic battles for Middle-earth, the idea of a peaceful slice-of-life game in Tolkien's world is like a warm hug. The trailer melted me. Your hobbit character planting flowers outside their snug hobbit hole, feeding chickens, fishing by a lazy river, and even blowing smoke rings from a pipe while watching the sunset over the party tree. I was grinning the whole time, muttering, I'm gonna lose hours in this. There's apparently a narrative woven in, something about preparing for a big festival, but no looming dark lords or anything. It's all about the small joys. The art style is a charming storybook look, with vibrant greens of the Shire's hills and cute animations. A pumpkin grew and my hobbit did a happy little dance. I cannot handle the cute. As a huge low TR fan, the attention to detail made me squeal. I spotted Bag End on a hill in the distance, and Sam Gamgee's voice, well, someone sounding very Samwise, narrating gentle encouragement about the simple good things in life. This is absolutely the kind of game where I'll relax after a long day, tending to my virtual garden, baking pies, maybe even sharing lore with a young Frodo? Who knows? Tales of the Shire promises heartwarming, stress-free gameplay in one of fantasy's most beloved homelands. Get ready to cozy up in a hobbit's shoes. I'm brewing my tea and counting down the days till I can live my best Shire life. The Dark Pictures. Directive 8020 is primed to send horror fans to space in 2025, launching on October 2nd, 2025, and I am so ready to make terrible life-or-death decisions with my friend. This is the next installment, and the start of a new season, of the Dark Pictures anthology, and it's basically Until Dawn in a spaceship. Yes, please. The setup. A deep space crew aboard the Cassiopeia responds to a mysterious signal on a distant planet, and naturally, everything goes horribly wrong. The teaser had my heart racing, flashing red emergency lights, a blood-smeared corridor, and one of the crew members breathing shakily, "We shouldn't have come here," as something skitters in the vent. Sci-fi slasher vibes are off the charts. Like previous games, this will be a narrative-driven cinematic experience, where every choice you make can save someone or doom them. And in true Dark Picture style, you can play co-op or movie night mode, which is honestly the best. I love screaming at the TV with a buddy, each of us controlling different characters and frantically debating decisions. Do we open the airlock or not? Directive 8020 is adding some new wrinkles too. Zero gravity sequences. I saw a character floating through a dark cargo bay, pure tension, and apparently an alien presence that might mimic voices. Imagine hearing your friend's voice, but it's not actually them. Goosebumps. The game's title itself hints at a directive or protocol, which I suspect will pose some juicy moral dilemmas. This is the kind of game where after a playthrough, you immediately chat about who lived, who died, and how your story differed. If you're a fan of interactive horror and have ever yelled, "Don't split up, you idiots," at a movie, Directive 8020 will let you put your money where your mouth is. Gear up, crew. In space, no one can hear you second-guess your choices. The Outer Worlds 2 is officially touching down in 2025, and my RPG-loving heart is ready for another sarcastic romp through space. Obsidian gave us a hilarious teaser trailer basically saying, "We have no clue what's finished, but look, a cool silhouette of the hero." Classic. This sequel is taking us to a brand new star system called Arcadia, with new factions to side with, or double-cross, and that same snarky tone we loved from the first game. I'm most excited about the writing. Outer Worlds had me laughing out loud at its witty dialogue and wild quest outcomes. In Outer Worlds 2, they're promising even more player choice chaos. You can bet I'll be talking my way out of fights, betraying corporate overlords, and role-playing as a charmingly amoral space captain. Combat and visuals are getting a glow-up too, based on the first gameplay reveal. Smoother shooting, crazy science weapons, and vibrant alien landscapes to explore. One moment in the footage showed a giant creature stomping around a neon-lit colony town, and I was like, oh, we are so fighting that thing. And let's not forget companions. I can't wait to meet a new crew of oddballs and weirdos. Please give us another sassy AI or a mad scientist, Obsidian. This is the kind of RPG that feeds your inner Firefly/space western fan. Sharpen your wit and get ready to make questionable decisions across the galaxy. The Outer Worlds 2 is gearing up to deliver sci-fi adventure with a wicked sense of humor, and I am absolutely on board for this ride to the stars. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 Plus 4 is a dream come true for us skateboarding game fans. Arriving summer 2025, reports point to July 2025. The remaster gods have smiled upon us again. After the killer THPS 1+2 remake, now we're getting 3 and 4 bundled and revamped. I can practically hear the Superman by Goldfinger riff already. The nostalgia hit is going to be extreme on this one. Think of all the classic levels. The Foundry, Canada's snow-speckled skate park, the airport, security guard yelling "no skating" as you grind a luggage rail, and in THPS 4, the legendary Alcatraz and Carnival level, all rebuilt with shiny graphics and, fingers crossed, the original soundtracks are close to it. I seriously had a moment when this was announced, immediately texting my old crew from high school. Dude, we're skating the Mossinian warehouse again. But wait, 3+4 are coming. The gameplay should stick to that perfect remake formula. All the tight controls, massive trick combos, and endless lines to discover, but with modern polish. Manuals, reverts, spine transfers, all the mechanics that THPS 3 and 4 introduced will be smooth as butter. And of course, a local split screen and online multiplayer are expected, so we can finally settle those old scores. I will absolutely challenge my buddy to a graffiti tag battle in the cruise ship level, and it will get heated. This is the kind of game that has you saying, one more run until 3 a.m., chasing that sick high score or that one last stat point. Plus, it brings in a new generation to experience the golden era of skateboarding games. I'm beyond stoked. Time to dust off the virtual skateboard, crank up the punk rock, and pretend I'm 14 again, landing 900s. Tony Hawk is back, baby, and it's gonna rule. Where Winds Meet is an open-world action RPG set in ancient China that's blowing into PS5 in 2025, and it looks positively breathtaking. Think Ghost of Tsushima vibes, but with a wuxia twist. You're a wandering swordsman in the Ten Kingdoms era, complete with gravity-defying martial arts in a world full of war and intrigue. I watched a gameplay snippet and literally whispered, "Whoa," when the main character sprinted across a lake's surface and then launched into the air to engage an enemy mid-flight. Yes, waifu combat is real here, and it's gorgeous. Swords flashing, flowing robes, and that poetic style of fighting. It's like playing through an epic Chinese martial arts film. The world is richly detailed. I saw lively villages with NPCs going about their day, dense bamboo forests you can actually stealth through, and towering mountains begging to be climbed. And apparently the game isn't just about fighting. You can choose paths like being a doctor or merchant or just play a flute on a street corner. The devs really want you to live in this world. One clip even showed the player sit and write calligraphy to solve a puzzle. Talk about immersive cultural detail. The storyline teases a mix of historical drama and supernatural elements. There was a spooky tiger spirit boss that looked intense. It's the kind of expansive RPG where you'll be dueling rival swordsmen one moment and then helping a village with a local festival the next. I'm particularly excited for the choice and consequence mechanics. Multiple endings have been hinted. Where Winds Meet looks like it's crafting a truly alive world where your actions matter. I have goosebumps thinking about losing myself in this beautiful, turbulent slice of history. Get ready to master the blade, harness the wind, and carve out your own legend. This is one adventure I cannot wait to embark on. Borderlands 4 is bringing back the mayhem on September 12th, 2025, and it looks like Gearbox is turning everything up to 11, as if Borderlands wasn't crazy enough. The new setting is Planet Kairos, a dangerous world ruled by a tyrant known as the Timekeeper. But let's be honest, I'm here for the looting and shooting, and this game promises billions of wild guns and the deepest skill trees yet. I practically cheered when they mentioned new traversal moves, double jumping, air dodging, even a hover bike to race across those deserts and alien jungles. Finally, we can explore Borderlands in style. The gameplay showcase had me grinning ear to ear. One moment the Vault Hunter grappled up to a ledge to rain bullets from above, the next they did a ground slam ability that wiped a horde of psycho bandits. It's that over-the-top combat we love, now with even more freedom. And the co-op, oh yes, 4-player co-op is back with seamless drop-in play. My friends and I already have our classes picked out. I'm eyeing the new tech-savvy character who apparently can deploy turrets and do parkour. The signature Borderlands humor is front and center too. The announcement had Randy Pitchford cracking jokes about jerk-face scrote monsters, and the villain trash-talking in the trailer gave me Handsome Jack vibes. High praise. This is the kind of game where you lose track of time because you're having an absolute blast blowing things up and cracking one-liners over voice chat. Borderlands 4 looks poised to deliver bigger explosions, crazier guns, and even more chaos. I am so ready to jump in and make Pandora proud with extra boom. Crimson Desert has been a long time coming, but in late 2025, it's finally landing on PS5 and other platforms, and it just might redefine the open-world action genre. Picture this: a vast medieval fantasy world as detailed as The Witcher, but with the high-octane action and insane physics of, say, an Assassin's Creed on steroids. Every new trailer for this game one-ups itself. The latest one had a 5-minute continuous gameplay segment that left my jaw on the floor. The protagonist, Macduff, a hardened mercenary, rampaged through a castle siege. He was climbing siege ladders, parrying swords, then he jumped on a freaking dragon mid-air to fight it. I legit shouted, "No way!" at my screen. The combat looks brutal and fluid. Swords, bows, magic, even hand-to-hand grapples. And the world, oh man, the world. We're getting sprawling deserts, snowy mountains, bustling towns, creepy swamps. What sets Crimson Desert apart is how alive everything feels. NPCs dynamically reacting, huge battles unfolding with dozens of soldiers, and seamless transitions between storytelling and gameplay. One second you're chatting with a comrade by the campfire, the facial animations are ridiculously good. Next second bandits ambush and you're thrown into a duel without a loading screen in sight. Also, did I mention you can apparently wield a grappling hook to yank shields off enemies or swing around? The game has that sandbox chaos vibe, like you can get really creative in how you approach scenarios. It's the kind of game where you pause just to take in the scenery, then promptly get sidetracked by like 5 different events. Ooh, a wandering monster. Time to test my steel. Pearl Abyss confirmed it's more single-player focused than their MMO roots, but there might be some online elements too. In any case, Crimson Desert is shaping up to be epic, immersive, and flat-out fun. I've been hyped for a while, and these new looks have me convinced this could be the next big thing in open-world gaming. Death Stranding 2. On the Beach is Hideo Kojima's next mind-bending epic, and I am already emotionally unprepared. Launching June 26, 2025, this sequel has Sam Porter Bridges. Yes, Norman Reedus is back, trekking across a radically changed landscape. Think arid deserts and strange neon-lit cities instead of just green hills. 73+. The footage showed Sam gazing over a massive canyon and later cradling an infant. And I got chills. I seriously teared up at one point in the trailer. Kojima just knows how to hit those feelings with bizarre imagery and music. Gameplay-wise, expect more of that unique blend of delivery missions, inventive traversal, and otherworldly combat, now with new gadgets and vehicles. There was a moment with a floating motorbike that made me go, what? And of course, there's cryptic storytelling galore. Eerie whales on a red beach, unsettling masked figures, you name it. I'm already forming wild fan theories in my head. This is the kind of game that makes you stay up at 2 a.m. just to see the next cutscene, then jump online to discuss what it all means. I can't wait to reconnect with this weirdo post-apocalyptic world, reunite with familiar characters, and probably ugly cry at whatever Kojima has in store. Death Stranding 2 looks to deliver that trademark mix of heart, strangeness, and cinematic flair, and I am beyond hyped to reconnect and make some more Bridge Baby memories. Doom: The Dark Ages is ripping and tearing its way into 2025. Mark your calendars for May 15th, 2025, and this entry is doing something wild. It's a medieval prequel to the modern Doom series. I'm talking swords, sorcery, and shotguns, folks. When I first heard the concept, I was like, Doom guy in a suit of armor, fighting demons in a castle? And the trailer absolutely delivered on that insane premise. It opens with a hellish medieval battlefield, knights impaled on spikes, and then our Doomslayer strides in, wielding a massive flaming sword in one hand and the super shotgun in the other. I legit jumped out of my chair, cheering. The gameplay looks as frantic and visceral as ever. One moment you're cleaving a demon in half Excalibur style, the next you're blasting imps off ramparts with old-school firearm. There's even horseback combat. Yes, Doom guy on a demonic horse, galloping through hordes while swinging a mace. The heavy metal meets dark fantasy vibe gave me serious Army of Darkness energy, but cranked up to Doom's speed. Glory kills are back naturally, and more brutal than ever. The poor demon that got its head crushed by a gauntlet. I winced and grinned. And let's talk locales. Gothic cathedrals drenched in blood, fiery hellscapes merging with medieval villages. It's a heavy metal album cover come to life. What I love is that despite the time period shift, it still feels like Doom. Fast-paced, in your face, unapologetically gory. This is the kind of game that will have me headbanging while playing. Adrenaline on full blast. Doom: The Dark Ages is marrying old world atmosphere with modern FPS chaos, and I am so ready to slay demons in a brand new, old way. Rip and tear through time. Dragon Age. Dreadwolf is the long-awaited next chapter in BioWare's epic fantasy series, and it's expected to finally roar to life by late 2025. As a huge Dragon Age nerd, my excitement is through the roof on this one. We're talking about confronting the Dreadwolf himself, Solace, that egg-headed elven god we last saw plotting to tear down the Veil. I have questions for that man, let me tell you. The game's setting will take us to the Tevinter Imperium, which means flashy magisters, political intrigue up the wazoo, and likely a darker, more decadent vibe than past games. The concept art BioWare teased showed majestic cities with towering statues and stained glass-lit streets. I can't wait to stroll, or gallop, through those locales. Gameplay-wise, rumors say Dreadwolf is ditching the old engine for something new and action RPG-oriented, so combat might feel more fluid. But what I'm truly here for are the companions and story. Dragon Age has always delivered memorable characters, and I am so ready to recruit a new party. Maybe a Tevinter mage who's in over their head, a Kunari mercenary. We already know Dwarf Rouge Varric is narrating the teaser, possibly returning. Varric, buddy, I missed you and Bianca. And of course, there's the matter of player choice. Who did you support in Inquisition's ending? Did you let certain characters live, etc.? I'm dying to see how my personal world state carries over. This is the kind of RPG where you sink 100+ hours, savor every banter between party members, and agonize over decisions that shape the world. And when that iconic Dragon Age theme swells, goosebumps every time. BioWare's had a rocky road recently, but I have high hopes Dreadwolf will mark a triumphant return to form. Gather your allies, Inquisitor. Sorry, your worship. The fight against Solace will be one for the ages. And I am here for every dragon-slaying, heartstring-tugging minute of it. Five Nights at Freddy's. Secret of the Mimic is creeping out of the shadows on June 13th, 2025, and as a longtime FNAF fan, I'm equal parts excited and terrified. This is the latest installment in the jump scare happy horror series, and it centers on the Mimic, a freaky new animatronic with the unsettling ability to, well, mimic voices and behaviors. As if we needed our nightmare robots to be sneakier. The game is set in a place called Costume Manor, which sounds like a mashup of a funhouse and a haunted mansion, and honestly, the environments alone in the teaser made my skin crawl. Flickering lights, creepy costumes on racks that you just know might move any second, and hallways lined with big cartoonish eyes following you. Nope, nope, nope. And yet, I can't wait to play it. The trailer had this moment where the Mimic used a child's voice recording to lure the player into a trap, and I audibly gasped, "That's messed up." Gameplay-wise, expect that classic FNAF tension, monitoring cameras, managing limited power at your resources, and making split-second decisions to avoid getting your face munched. Word is we might actually get to walk around more freely, taking a page from Security Breach in certain sections, which means hiding from animatronics in real time. Oh joy, my nerves are already bracing for the inevitable jump scare that'll send my controller flying. But you know what? FNAF games are also a blast to stream mod share because screaming in terror is oddly fun with friends watching. Secret of the Mimic looks ready to deliver those heart-stopping scares and deeper lore that the fanbase loves to dissect. I'll be closing my doors and checking my corners come June. Freddy and friends, do your worst. Actually, maybe go easy on me, okay? Ghost of Yotei is reportedly slicing its way to PS5 in 2025, and though Sucker Punch hasn't formally unveiled it yet, the rumors alone have me incredibly hyped. The word on the wind is that this sequel shifts focus to a female samurai named Atsu and takes place around Mount Yotei, which, if true, means we might explore the beautifully rugged landscapes of Hokkaido. I seriously got chills reading that. A new protagonist with her own story, and potentially more snowy, northern climates compared to Tsushima's lush fields and autumn forests. The first Ghost game was a masterpiece of atmosphere and swordplay, and imagining that with even more power of the PS5, I'm expecting jaw-dropping visuals. Imagine tracking footprints through fresh snow during a quiet, stealth assassination, or dueling atop a frozen lake at sunset. Yes, please. Gameplay-wise, I bet they'll refine that perfect katana combat and maybe introduce new stances or weapons, fitting a different fighting style Atsu might have. One exciting tidbit, more narrative choices that affect the story. Perhaps Atsu will face her own path of honor versus vengeance decisions, much like Jin did. And could we possibly see the return of some characters or cameos linking to Jin's legend? My heart says yes. What I adored about Ghost 1 was how immersive it felt. The wind guiding you, the hot springs, composing haiku, and I'm eager for more of those serene moments amid the chaos of war. This sequel might also delve into historical events like the Mongol invasions of the north or other clan conflicts, which is fertile ground for storytelling. Ghost of Yotei, if it lives up to its name, promises emotional samurai drama, stunning open-world exploration, and lethal precision combat. I know I'll be ready to don the armor and follow the way of the Ghost once more. PlayStation hasn't confirmed it yet, but my soul already has this game on its wishlist. Elden Ring. Nightreign is bringing us back to the Lands Between with a twist. This time, we're not dying alone. It's a cooperative spin-off of Elden Ring slated for May 30th, 2025. And let me tell you, I am so ready to suffer alongside my friends in this game. The trailer showed players teaming up against colossal new Night Lord bosses under a foreboding violet sky, and I seriously lost it when I saw a summon sign pop up. Co-op Souls-like, baby. Combat looks as brutal and precise as the original Elden Ring, but now you can strategize and pull off combos with your buddies. Can you imagine setting up a perfect pincer attack on a boss that used to one-shot you solo? The shared despair and triumph is going to be incredible. Nightraign's dark fantasy vibe is somehow even more intense. Eerie moonlit swamps, castle ruins crawling with enemies, and that haunting score giving me goosebumps. I'm already thinking about what build I'll try first. Maybe a support mage to back up my tank friend? This is the kind of game that makes you cancel plans so you can get good with the squad. Elden Ring. Nightreign isn't just more Elden Ring, it's a new way to experience that magic together, and I am absolutely here for it. Greedfall 2. The dying world is on the horizon for 2025, and as an RPG fan who appreciated the first game's Eurojank charm, I'm really excited to see Spiders upping their game. This time we're heading back to the world of Greedfall, but it's actually a prequel set 3 years before the first game's events. What's cool is the perspective flip. Instead of a diplomat from the old world landing on a magical island, you play as a native of that island, who's been forcibly taken to the continent, essentially the reverse scenario. Talk about a fresh narrative angle. I'm already invested in the story implications. Colonialism, revenge, culture clash, Greedfall handled those themes decently, and I bet they'll dig even deeper now. Gameplay-wise, expect that BioWare-style ambition with party companions, branching questlines, and consequential choices. The devs have said they're improving combat and visuals significantly, which is music to my ears. In the reveal snippet, I saw a glimpse of combat, and it looks smoother. Our hero doing a combo of sword slashes followed by a bomb toss and a magic eruption. Definitely flashier than before. And companions are back, each with their own agendas. I can't wait to meet them, and let's be honest, probably try to romance at least one. Fingers crossed for a badass warrior or a witty scholar type. The new locales on the continent look gritty and war-torn, plague-ridden streets, oppressive palaces, a far cry from the lush island in GF1, which should be an interesting contrast. Greedfall 2 might not have a wide its wide away budget, but it's the kind of RPG with a ton of heart and depth, where your decisions really shape the outcome. If you enjoy classic RPGs with political intrigue and companionship, keep an eye on this. I have a feeling it'll scratch that Dragon Age but 17th century itch nicely. I'm sharpening my blade and polishing my diplomacy skills already. And there you have it, folks. 20 games that are practically lining up to melt your brain and devour your free time in 2025. Honestly, if even half of these games live up to their trailers, my social life is done. But hey, priorities, right? It's funny, every time a year like this comes around, we tell ourselves, I'll just pick a few to play. Next thing you know, it's midnight. You've got a backlog taller than Mount Everest, and you're Googling how to get more hours in a day. Been there, we'll be there again. So now it's your turn. Out of all the games we talked about, which one has you the most hype? Is it the medieval chaos of Doom, the Dark Ages, the emotional gut punch of Death Stranding 2, or maybe, just maybe, that surprise cozy gem you didn't see coming? Drop your pick in the comments. I'm genuinely curious which games got you ready to break open the piggy bank. And hey, if you enjoyed this ride through gaming's wild future, give that like button a little love tap, or a full-on power attack, your choice. Don't forget to subscribe for more gaming goodness, because trust me, 2025 is just getting started, and we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Alright, that's it from me today. Now go forth, fellow gamer, and may your frame rates be high and your bugs be, well, at least funny. Catch you in the next one.